Given a short case like this, where there is obvious there's dry gangrene of the left big toe, and then there are some small ulcers in the other tips of the toes, right? Now what you have to decide, is why there is dry gangrene in this patient, right? So we know dry gangrene is due to ischemia. So there's this limb has to be ischemic. That is number one. So next question that you must decide is why there is ischemia, whether this is due to some sort of embolic phenomena or whether this is just due to vaso-occlusive disease causing peripheral vascular disease and critical ischemia of the limb. In this, you know it's a dry gangrene by yourself, and then you see these other ulcers in the tips of the toes. The leg is erythematous. When you compare his leg, can you see the muscles have been wasted, there is no hair. So he is a hairy man, right? But if you look at his legs, there is no hair. So all these things are suggestive that he has got chronic limb ischemia. So this phenomenon of embolic phenomena is very unlikely in this situation. So we know that he has got some sort of occlusive disease. Now I'm going to examine. So now I'm going to examine. I'm going to do a limited examination because again this is a bit painful. So first thing that I want to find out is whether there's warmth. There is no warmth. Actually this limb is colder when you compare with the other limb. So this is cold limb, right? That again supports your diagnosis of vascular insufficiency. Then I try to feel the pulse, dorsalis pedis pulse, which I can't feel. Then I'm going to feel the posterior tibial, that also I can't feel. Now I go to the next one where I feel the popliteal, try to feel the popliteal. I can't feel the popliteal. I will then do the groin as well, but I'm not doing this because I have to expose this genital area, so because of that I'm not doing it. And then when you compare with this one, it's warm. He has got absent pulses, both dorsalis pedis and posterior tibials in this leg. And even the popliteal is absent. I can't feel popliteal in this leg as well. So this patient has got vaso-occlusive disease, both the lower limbs, definitely affecting from popliteal downwards. I have not done the femoral examination. Femoral examination also should be done, right? And now I will take a brief history from him regarding his pain. So he has got So this patient has got nocturnal pain. There's pain in the toes. So all support suggestive of critical limb ischemia. මේක වෙන්න කලින් මේ ඇවිදින්න දුරත් අඩු කොච්චරක් දුරද ඇවිදින්න පුළුවන් වටද? ඇවිදින්න ඉස්සර ඕන තරම් ඇවිදින්න පුළුවන්. පසුගිය කාලේ පොඩ්ඩක් අඩු වුණා. So he gives a history of limited coordination as well, but now it has become very severe where he can't even walk a few steps. So he is a patient with diabetes mellitus. He is a patient who is suffering from hypertension, diabetes mellitus, and he has been a smoker, right? And he is elderly patient as well. So all these things contribute, all these things will suggest that he has got atherosclerosis. So that is the commonest risk factor for peripheral vascular disease. So we can say because of these risk factors, this patient may be having atherosclerosis, but that diagnosis we are not 100% sure. So we have to investigate him on that line. But the telltale signs are suggestive that he has got peripheral vascular disease due to atherosclerosis. Now the next step is treatment. What are we going to do as a treatment? First thing, we know that this is a critical ischemic limb. Therefore, we need some sort of intervention to salvage the limb. So we need to do some investigations like duplex scans, digital subtraction, angiography, and decide whether we can offer him any surgery. And then next thing is risk factor management. So we have to manage his risk factors like he has to stop smoking, control the diabetes, control the hypertension, correct if there's anemia, correct that, and that includes the lifestyle modification of his